Hey everyone and welcome to the complete Throne of Thunder Warlock overview for Mists of Pandaria Classic. In this video we're going through every single encounter in the raid and we will be looking at how the 3 Warlock specializations perform as well as some important tips and tricks for each fight. Before we jump in, let's quickly cover some talents. If you're playing Affliction or Demonology, Archimonde's Darkness is almost always the best choice. That extra Dark Soul is just too strong to skip and you can always cast Fell Flame while moving without losing too much damage. Destruction, however, suffers a lot more from movement without Kil'jaeden's Cunning. Thus, I like swapping between Archimonde's Darkness and Kil'jaeden's Cunning depending on the movement requirements of each fight. Also, because of the recent Affliction nerfs to single target damage, I won't be recommending it for pure single targets fights early on. That may change later with better gear, but for now we'll focus on what performs strongest during progression. With that said, let's dive into the raid encounter by encounter. Jin'rokh is a strong encounter for both Demonology and Destruction. If you're playing Destruction, Kil'jaeden's Cunning will make your life a lot easier, as sometimes you can get targeted by many focused lightnings and you will have to move a lot. The 2 mechanics to play around are Conductive Water Pools and Ionization. The water increases your damage by 40%, so try to time each Dark Soul and Major Burst window while standing inside it. Depending on your raid's DPS, you'll probably get 2 or 3 pulls, so hold your cooldowns for those moments. For Ionization, make sure you can dispel it yourself using either Unbound Will or your Imp's Singed Magic. This lets you remove the effect whenever you want without having to rely on a healer's dispel. Even though the Horridon encounter features many adds, which favors Affliction, Destruction is the best progression spec here, since priority adds need to die fast. I would also recommend playing with the Imp to counter the Direhorn Spirit. It is a DPS loss, but it massively reduces frustration. There's a lot of movement, so Kil'jaeden's Cunning once again performs really well. Use your cooldowns when add waves spawn and then later in the fight when the boss becomes increasingly vulnerable. Council is one of Affliction's standout encounters in the entire tier, and Warlocks bring a ton of value here. Not only do you pump heavy multi-target damage, but you're also one of the few classes that can survive Frostbite on your own thanks to strong defensives. On the pool, pop everything and get your most empowered dots up across the console. Use Soul Swap to extend initial dots for as long as you possibly can, as that opening pressure is where a huge portion of your damage comes from. Once the dots finally fall off, refresh them manually in priority order. Unstable Affliction first, then Corruption, and finally Agony. When your trinkets and procs line up again, repeat the cycle with a fresh set of empowered dots. All 3 Warlock specializations are viable on Tortos depending on what your raid needs. If your group is having trouble killing the bats, Demonology or Destruction are both strong choices. But in most cases you will be playing Affliction here, multi-dotting Tortos and the turtles as they spawn. There are also crystals positions around the boss that you can use to extend your own dots. Just be careful not to get carried away and start multi-dotting every crystal in sight, as that's pure padding and won't help your raid during progression. Just make sure to keep your focus on the priority targets. Magaera is a perfect destruction fight. Affliction might look strong on paper because it can extend dots on the poison head, but the poison head damage is just padding. The only thing that matters on progression is killing the active heads as quickly as possible, and destruction brings far stronger single target damage than Affliction. Movement can also get pretty chaotic, especially if you end up with multiple torrents of ice in a row. Because of that, I prefer running Kil'jaeden's Cunning here, as it keeps your Incinerates and Burning Flows Ember flowing even when you're forced to move a lot. Also, make sure to use Havoc on cooldown on the Poison Head and consume it with Immolate, Incinerate or Conflagrate to generate extra Burning Embers. Both Demonology and Destruction perform extremely well on Ji-Kun, and the entire fight really revolves around how you manage your feathers and the Primal Nutrient buff, which is a massive 100% damage increase. Because of that, you want to line up your cooldowns with the moment you gain Primal Nutrient. If you're assigned to the first nest team, hold on to your cooldowns on the pool and avoid hitting the boss so you don't accidentally trigger early trinket procs. Once you secure your first feather, take off, grab Primal Nutrient, and then unleash your full burst into the boss. Demonology and Destruction both shine on Durumu thanks to their strong burst and cleave. You'll want to open with full cooldowns on the pool, then shift your focus to timing damage around the walls of ice spawns. Pull Embers or Demonic Fury in advance so you can instantly blow up the walls as they appear. There's also a significant amount of movement throughout the fight, especially during Disintegration Beam, so Destruction players will get a lot of value out of Killjade and Scanning. Primordius is one of the big affliction encounters. Your first goal is to get mutated as fast as possible. Ideally, your raid feeds you buffs early so you can reach 5 stacks before anyone else. Once mutated, multi-dot any ooze that isn't being consumed by the boss and maintain haunt uptime on both Primordius and the Viscous Horror. I like using my first Dark Soul right after getting fully mutated, and then my second one later with Bloodlust and all my other cooldowns, which usually hits around the 2-minute mark. Dark Animus is another fantastic encounter for Affliction, as long as the strategy allows you to multi-dot. On the pool, use all your cooldowns, start multi-dotting the adds, and refresh your first line of empowered dots on the boss before your cooldowns expire. From there, extend that empowered dot line as much as possible, using both small and large adds as anchors. If you are not allowed to multi-dot or your raid limits multi-dotting, don't worry, as Destruction is still a solid option and can handle the fight just fine. And one last important note, Interrupting Jolt cannot be immune using Unending Resolve, so make sure to stop casting when the Dark Animus casts Interrupting Jolt. Iron Con is a fight where both Demonology and Destruction work well, but I personally lean towards Demonology. Every time Iron Con dismounts his current Killen, you can immediately apply Doom, letting you maintain Doom on 2 targets at once for big damage. On top of that, Demonology really shines in the final phase, where you're fighting Iron Con and all 3 Killen together. The AoE potential here is massive, and Demonology takes full advantage of it. Twin Empyreans is a great fight for both Demonology and Destruction. If your raid isn't actively killing the lurkers in the night, you can use them to boost your single target damage. Destruction can cast Rain of Fire to generate extra burning embers, enabling more frequent Chaos Bolts, while Demonology can use Hand of Gul'dan to generate Demonic Fury and Molten Core procs, which fuel powerful Soulfires in Metamorphosis. Also, during the first phase, always focus Suen whenever she appears, and keep your dots rolling on her as they'll continue ticking even when she temporarily leaves the fight, maximizing your damage uptime. Lei Shen is an amazing fight, and it is by far the most fun boss in Throne of Thunder. This is the fight where Demonology truly rules, as handling balls of lightning is very important on progression, and Demonology does it better than anyone. Before Ball of Lightning spawn, position your pet where your Death Knight will grip the adds, go into Metamorphosis and pop Immolation Aura. Once they are stacked, use Pet's Fellstorm, target a ball and hit Chaos Wife twice, follow up with Carrion Swarm, and finish with Void Ray. If you're not a fan of Demonology, don't worry, as Destruction is still a perfect solid option for this fight. Warlocks also excel at solo soaking Static Shock in the intermission and final phase by pairing Dark Bargain with Unending Resolve, making them incredibly valuable for the raid. For Aden, bursting the Anima Orb is very important and Destruction is the best spec for this task. Prepare before each orb spawns by saving Burning Embers and Conflagrate. As the orb appears, Havoc the boss and then cast 1 or 2 Chaos Bolts into Conflagrate and finish it off with Shadowburn for maximum damage. When the Crackling Stalker spawns, apply Immolate and try to keep Rain of Fire on both the Stalker and the boss to boost Ember generation. Once the Stalker drops below 20% health, make sure to snipe it with Shadowburn for the extra burning embers. And that brings us to the end of the full Throne of Thunder Warlock overview. I'll be putting out more detailed boss by boss guides soon, so if this guide helped you get ready for the raid, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Warlock content. You can also catch me live on YouTube and Twitch, and don't forget to join Discord for updates and community events. Thanks so much for watching and good luck in Throne of Thunder.